All right. Looking to my right and your left, we have a thumbs up from the lovely, lovely Ruth from Zorcom. So, do we have a timer? Who's the man with the timer? We don't have a timer. Ruth, do you need to project? Okay, you got your microphone.
Is that on? No laptop. On natural.
Are you on?
Am I on?
Yeah, I think you're on.
Can you hear me?
Oh, right. It's just that I'm just very loud. Okay, so stand by, Ruth. I'm going to just sit down and get out of the way. Your 3 minutes will start. Wait. Oh, my glamorous assistant here is just sorting out the timing. It's okay. Ben's gone. Okay, Ruth, your 3 minutes start now.
I'm not sure how many of you can identify with this situation, but we have a typical office somewhere in outside of London. Sorry about my accent, I can't do it, but I found a partner who can kind of bring up that accent. We have the executive and we have the secretary. And sometimes the executive doesn't always get what he needs from the secretary. I have been working all morning. I am parched. I have asked my secretary numerous times to bring me my coffee. I'm going to try one more time. That Humphrey, will he ever pick up the phone? Humphrey!
Yeah.
Humphrey, I could swear that I asked for my coffee well over half an hour ago. Where is it?
Ruth, boss, I'm on it, boss. I'm on it.
How long does it take to prepare a cup of coffee?
Just give me another 30 minutes and I think I should have it sorted for you.
In another 30 minutes it'll be time to go home. I want my coffee now.
All right, let me put it at priority number 1 for you.
You do that.
Okay, thanks.
I have the distinct impression that Humphrey is not attending to my needs. How difficult it is to depend on humans these days to do a very nominal task such as making coffee. It's a good thing that I have a different solution. I have a PBX that makes coffee. Thank you very much.
That was just 2 minutes and a bit. So. Good start. So Russell, you need to be over the other side. And yeah.
Is there HDMI over there?
No, there isn't. Well, you plug onto that one.
While we're here, there's a phone been handed in. Is this grey Samsung phone belonging to anybody in the room? Over there, sir. Okay, I'll bring it along.
So that's just screwed up the left and right, hasn't it? That side is VGA only. Can you handle VGA only?
It also has no audio.
Tim can in it.
It also has no audio.
If you have no audio, you're just going to have to hold the microphone next to your speaker. Next time we do this, we'll do better. Promise. So, next up... Next up is Russell Bryant, who's going to show us something to do with RTP bridging in the kernel in 3 minutes. You must be mad. You're never going to do that, are you, Russell?
All right. So
Are you ready? Stand by the timer. And the next person, if you get ready on the other side, that will be really good.
Okay.
And your time starts now.
Okay, great. So I used to work on Asterisk a lot. In the last year, I've been working on a lot of lower-level networking stuff, and I want to show a quick demo here. So what I have is 2 VMs running on my laptop. One of them's generating calls to the other one, which sends the call back to the first one. And so the second VM there is bridging RTP streams, okay? And these RTP streams are the same codec. They're compatible streams. Asterisk is doing very simple RTP forwarding. So here's the first VM. There's 200 channels. We can look at core show channel updating once a second and see that there's frames both leaving and coming back. If we look at the second instance of Asterisk, again, there's 200 channels. And now if we look at top, we can see Asterisk in this case is using between 25 and 30% of the CPU to do its job. This shows the short version configuration of a virtual switch running on the second Asterisk VM, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of packets going through it. Now what I'm going to do is change the configuration of the switch to push the forwarding of the RTP streams down into the kernel. So as that runs, if we go back to our configuration, this is changing a whole bunch of flows got inserted. You can see that all of these flows are getting hit by packets. You see the counters updating, and what all those are doing, it's an in-kernel packet processing pipeline forwarding the RTP back to the first VM. So if we go back there, we can see that the packets are still increasing. So audio is still flowing. Now what's really fascinating is if we go back to top, running on that VM doing the RTP forwarding, Asterisk's CPU usage went from between 25 and 30% to well below 1%, and it's between 97 and 98% idle, the CPU. Woo! Now, I can basically reset it back to where it was. And that changed my switch configuration, and CPU usage went back up. Now as my last trick, I am going to publish a blog post that goes into detail about how this works. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Russell. That's one of the beauties of dangerous demos is you have this wide variety. There's just wild and wacky coffee-based ones. Thank you, Ruth. And one extreme going to Russell's incredibly complex and rather techie thing. Right, the next person up, again, another really dangerous demonstrator, Tom. Now, Tom, for those of you who don't know, demonstrated 7 ways of unlocking a door yesterday, and well, of which 2 sort of worked. So at this moment in time, Tom is possibly front runner for the Crash and Burn prize, but we're going to see how he gets on with this one. So, are you ready, Tom? No, we're not ready. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's all... Okay. There we go. We're on. Go. So, you ready, Tom? Are you ready with the clock?
I'm ready.
Ready, steady, go.
What I will be doing is nothing really special. I will be hacking the voting system that Andy created in one single line of code. And I can do that because I'm hacking it from within the cloud. I'm using the Voxbone SMS API that allows me to send huge amounts of SMSs from valid numbers and retrieving the answer back again and even storing in it. So even if I have to answer again with you send me a sentence and you say, okay, answer with the 3rd word within that sentence, I can script that also. So be prepared. So don't vote for my presentation. I will do the voting on my own. Oh yeah, one more thing I had to say from the people from Voxbone. They delivered me a quite range of numbers that if you do this in real life, your account will be blocked. So, it's just one single line of code, and I'm showing it here. It's a long line of code. It's just you send a post message to the web service. Here you identify yourself. Here you set that you're sending some JSON, and then here you're sending, this one, the number is to where you're sending it. This is from who I am sending it, and this is the message that I have to send. So it's a bash script that's 4 or 5 lines of code that actually does all the magic. And when someone says, I still have time left, and when someone says to me, you can't do that in real life, I always think of this. Nice. Do you know? Yeah. Crash and burn. Yeah.
The audio is good, isn't it?
You wouldn't steal a car.
Do you know
You
that?
wouldn't steal a baby. You wouldn't shoot a policeman and then steal his helmet. You wouldn't go to the toilet in his helmet and then send it to the policeman's grieving widow and then steal it again. Downloading films is stealing. If you do it, you will face the consequences. These antivirus guys are getting really mean.
Okay, so don't do those things in real life.
So that's it. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
But of course, we didn't tell you that this year we're using a voice dial-in voting system.
I have all files also.
No, well, you're gonna have to wait and find out what the voting system is. But that was a very bold entry, and we'll have to see how that gets on. Anyway, next entry we have Team Camailio, consisting of Daniel, Fred, and Alberto, of course. And I've got no idea what this is going to do, but it might involve Camailio and the odd cookie. Are you... No, we're not quite ready. Struggling with the projector again. No, you're on that side, Tim. You're right, it's supposed to be Tim next, but... yeah, well, that screwed up my batting order, hasn't it? So... we'll stick with Daniel because I've introduced him now. Are you VGA or HDMI? VGA. There we go. Give me the thumbs up as soon as you're ready to go. Okay. Daniel, your time starts now.
Okay, so
audio, so I had to turn it on. So everyone knows Camailio for SIP, but actually we do more than that, and now we are going to use it as a HTTP server to dispatch cookies. You know, in Europe there is a strong cookie policy that you have to acknowledge you accept the cookie, and then we can track it. So eat this one and we will know wherever you are, and we'll dispatch that in. The idea is that we integrated quite more than that because we want to show that Camailio can be at the middle. We have this intelligent selection unit that's running now in Camailio, very complex algorithm right now, round robin or random. But anyhow, the idea is that behind cookies, we'll dispatch some IoT things, a bit of WebRTC and Twitter. To do that, we have a big team here, and Fred, Alberto, Yanni, she made this, and myself. So the logistics, it's also a bit complex. We have the intelligence selection unit Camailio in the middle. I have here Zoiper. I knew that judge would be. So having that, we use Tulio for an incoming number, so you actually can dial in, or you will be able to connect and request a quickie yourself. You will see that we use this try.js zip for doing WebRTC plus Camaillio send notification to Twitter who is requesting cookies. So who wants to try it? Practically, you will have to dial this number. I'm going to log in meanwhile with JSZip. Okay, I'm registered. And here is the web server, Camaillio, tracking who wants cookies. And what kind, we decide. The intelligent selection unit running now in Camaillio is not open source, so you have to come to me after that. And actually, if you look to that, sometimes it's controlled by one of you, eventually turning it off. Friendly scanner, whoa! All the cookies. Shit. Man, what is that? And I can actually taste the baker if I want. And I say, hello. And the baker will reply to me because he knows better than the government knows what I want. So maybe I get another chance. Not that one. Oh, I got an Asterisk cookie.
And your time is up.
And that's all.
That's it. Well,
and okay, meanwhile, you can see here we got some Twitter happening. Anyhow, I can show you.
You can't get cookies.
Yes, sorry.
Right, your time's up.
I thought we have something to fail, but
Yeah. Yes, fine. But you're over time. You need this one. Yeah, Evan, do you want to get yourself ready on this side? Where's Evan? Yeah. It's all screwed up. Anyway, next to play, a man who needs no introduction, my evil twin brother, Uncle Tim here. I'll give you the microphone.
Please. So, thank you, James. Let's see. Start a timer. Start a timer. Right, start. So, this is a dog, a Lego dog, but it's WebRTC controlled. So, there's a problem with that, of course, because you need it to be secure. You need some way of controlling it that means that other people don't steal it. And also, ideally, you want to give it a personality. So, you have to have some identity system for it, which it now has. Now, hopefully, you can see it's waking up, I think. So now,
who am I?
So the idea is when you get your device out of the box, it has to think about who it is, and
I'll have it think.
see, and once it's thought about who it is, it will then allow itself to be paired with its new owner. Sort of like duckling coming out of the egg, that they, the first thing they see is their mother, and they trust it. So with any luck, our dog here should be now working out who it is. Yes, it's doing a cryptographic fingerprint. Now, I should tell you, this is
now I'm going to connect to the internet.
Having worked out who it is, it's now connecting to the internet to a WebRTC service, which I will then connect to via this. However, I need to find out what address this is on.
Will you be my master? All you have to do is scan me.
So what she said was, all you have to do is scan me. And there is now a QR code, which I will scan with this device. And assuming I can find where the camera is, I've scanned this device, and I can now connect to it. So with any luck, you'll see a chunk of SDP going hither and yon. And we will be... Come on. This is the dangerous bit.
Thank you. I'll be your faithful dog forever now.
So now, any second now, we can go and take it for a walk. Are you ready yet? DTLS exchange. Come on. You can do it. One more DTLS packet and we'll be there. Yes! Go for it.
Walkies!
And I can steer it. And so on. So that's the, there we go. I think we've lost a packet somewhere in there. But anyway.
Run out of time as well, Tim.
Excellent.
Yeah, well done, Tim. Yeah, that's what we've come to expect from Uncle Tim.
Thank you to Alison for being a brilliant sport.
Yeah, well done, Alison, for being a dog. And bear in mind that Tim will be back later. It has to be said that it's the very first time that anybody has been silly enough to attempt to do 2 dangerous demos in one dangerous demo session, but Tim is going to try that later on with his crowd-funded object, and we don't know what that is yet. So next up, if we can get some video sorted out, the indomitable Evan McGee, winner last year at Astricon of the Crash and Burn prize, when he managed to pack more swear words into a 15-second slot than anybody had ever done before.
Thank you. Glad to be known for something.
Yeah, and it was absolutely brilliant. So if we can arrange some video, which we're...
No, I'm using HDMI.
It's HDMI.
Can I? I need to? Fine.
So last year, Evan actually stole from the hotel a lamp and had a Bluetooth-enabled light bulb with a microphone in, which was monitoring speech. And the idea was that if you said things that were a little bit naughty, then it would flash to remind you to clean up your language. But it didn't work. It was a complete and utter failure, and so we had lots of horrible language. Oh, are we ready to go?
Ostensibly.
Okay. Are we ready with the clock? Right, stand by, Evan, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the demo we're going to do today is basically a game of translators. So it's been nice to see so many people here from all over the world, and it's so wonderful that everybody comes all this way. So I think we're all here in a spirit of brotherhood and friendship, and it's also fun to see people from the Free Switch project here. They've been here for a while, so we thought it'd be fun to just mash everybody together and do a lot of fun. So what I've done is spin up a bunch of Docker containers, because that's what cool kids do, and they contain both Free Switch and Asterisk instances, and I placed them strategically around the globe. One in New York, one in Frankfurt, one in London, one in Singapore. And what they're going to do is I'm going to make a call with my cell phone, and it's going to route to one of those servers. And then it's going to proceed to translate what I say, and then call the next one in the chain, and then translate it into that, whatever that language is, and then call the next one in the chain. And basically we're going to call around the world, and it's just going to translate all the way through to the very end, and hopefully come back in English, and we'll see what happens. So it's like a game of telephone, and I promise it will maybe work. Let's see if I can get this to go. If it even goes. There. Oh.
Welcome, everyone. Would you like to play a nice game of telephone translator?
Yes, most excellent. Around the world we go.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great time at the conference. Make sure to tip your waiter. So it's now translating it and doing the ASR. I just called London.
Hola a todos, espero que estés pasando muy bien en la conferencia. Asegúrese de dar propina a su camarero. Oh, hallo, alle hoffen, dass Sie eine tolle Zeit auf der Konferenz Sneak sicher sind, spezielle Kellner.
Oh my god, it's working. Sort of.
Oh, ciao a tutti, spero che vi ricordi un grande momento alla conferenza Mic punta il cameriere.
I heard the word conference.
Oh, bonjour à tous, Jesu haite covos, ites SOR de passa un bon moment à la conférence de faire basculer le
I think that's
verdure.
French. Yeah? It should go back to English now in the final step.
Oh, hallo, everyone. I hope you are sure to have a good time at the conference to test the server.
That may be the end. I think that's the end. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. There was quite a lot of advanced technology going on in there, but I'm not sure whether it was all going in the right direction. And at least 3 of those were German, I think. Yeah, I think, but who knows? Okay, or if you're around, or you want to set up on this side next, and on your right-hand side we have the winner of Dangerous Demos Clucon this year, the indomitable, the one and only, our favourite Mr. David Duffett, who's going to attempt to reproduce his award-winning performance from Clucon.
That's right. I'm a cheap substitute for Dan Jenkins today, who
is very cheap, isn't he?
Yes, who decided not to come along and participate. But there'll be another time, Dan, won't there? There'll be another time.
There will.
Okay.
Anyway, ready?
When is the clock starting?
Ready. Start the clock now.
Okay, so this demo is based on a Raspberry Pi here that's running Asterisk. You see the little thing sticking out the top? That would usually be a Wi-Fi dongle, but it's been reprogrammed to be a Wi-Fi access point. And onto the Wi-Fi access point, I have latched this very laptop that you see before you. And if I do this, then what should happen is we get a WebRTC page up. So this is an Asterisk Raspberry Pi WebRTC based demo. And if I just max it out, you'll see that the very famous JS-SIP is in use once again, as it often is in these kind of demos. I'm going to log on and do 701, so I'm logged on as 701 there. And what I'm going to do is play a prompt. So I'm afraid I just need to tell you, the demo's going to be over after this. It's a very short demo, but I think you'll find it's elegant. It's beautifully simple. You can ask questions as well. So let's see if we've got a prompt to play here. And I'm going to have to hold the mic over it. So, of course, in true WebRTC fashion, it's saying, am I allowed to use your microphone and speakers and all that kind of stuff? And we're going to say yes. Can you hear that? Let's see who answers.
Congratulations. You have successfully executed the Asterisk open source PBX. You have also installed a set of sample sounds and... Wait a minute. Do I smell WebSockets? Are you listening to this through a browser? You clever geek. Who's a clever geek? It's Allison here, the voice of Asterisk. And I love WebRTC almost as much as I love Mark Spencer. And baby, that's a lot.
The end.
What codec are you using for that?
That's probably G711A, Laura, I would imagine.
Definitely not Opus.
Okay.
No, lawyers, that was not Opus, okay? All right, on that side, can we have Keith Casey? Can you get yourself set up? On this side, we have Orr from Greenfield Technologies, all the way from Israel, who's going to do, what are you going to do? I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to do something extremely clever, I'm sure. So, are we ready with the clock?
I believe we are, but I'm going to need a volunteer with US phone number, like yesterday, unless you want to volunteer again, James.
Do you have my US phone number?
No, I didn't write it down. Sorry.
Do you want me to tell everybody in here what my US phone number is?
Yes, I do. Sorry.
Oh,
it's okay if you don't care everyone to see your phone.
You want everybody to see?
Okay, so you can stay here. Okay. So you can start the clock, I believe.
You're going to use Keith's phone number?
Yeah, I'll use.
Oh, thank
Keith.
God for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I gave a session here yesterday about creating secured ARI applications on client side, directly on your Android phone or Angular.js web page. And I did show how the proxy works, etc. yesterday. And if you have questions about that part, I'll be happy to help. James did challenge me yesterday and said, come to the dangerous demos, and I had to do something a bit different than just creating a callback directly from my Android application, which I thought was cool enough. So what I have here on the screen is this is my phone, okay, and here open is the application I've showed yesterday, and this part is my US phone number, and I'm gonna use Keith, sorry. I'm going to use Keith's phone number to demonstrate the callback, and then I'll give it a nice touch at the end. So could you please read me your phone number?
770.
Yeah, don't look, people. Don't look at this phone number.
294.
You do not want to know Keith's phone number.
08110.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to take a picture, this is the time, like I did with James. And yeah, I hope I have the reception. I'm going to make the call. The channel was originated. Everything is pure HTTP from my phone. And now I'm hopefully going to get the phone call from my server. That might take a few seconds. And I'm not sure it's working.
Oh, this is good because
yeah, the call is here, so I'm gonna answer it, and now it's gonna call Keith, and Keith, you're welcome to answer, and there's probably gonna be a feedback, but hey, cool.
All right.
It's you answered? Okay, hey, so say something, please.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, it takes time, but it's working, and the nice twist I added is. I want to take it off from speaker. What I did was I added the ability to hang. I hanged up. I'm going to do this again. This time I'm going to take him to echo test if I have just 2 more seconds. This is going to call you and connect you to the built-in echo test on our server, hopefully. Right. And you should answer it when it gets to you. And the cool part was that I'm going to hang this up for my watch. So that's the real twist. So you could see up here that you have the active challenge notification. Did you get the call? You're connected. Yeah. Okay, you can put this on speaker. Everyone here, Alison? Cool. So I'm going to do hang up on my watch, and that's it. Thanks.
Phew.
James, just one moment. I just wanted to take a moment. It's not very often you get 2 Keiths at a conference, both at the podium.
Yeah, 2 Keiths. Yeah, hurrah. Yeah, brilliant. And I do have to say, there are easier ways of making a phone call than that, but and an easier way of hanging up as well. But it was pretty impressive technology. And I thought for a moment then, just for a moment, that you were going for the Crash and Burn prize, but not to be, sadly.
A little bit.
So well done. Right, next up. We have another, well, semi-veteran. You're not that old, are you? You've done Dangerous Demos once before.
Yeah.
Once before. And that was a pretty good one, I kind of recall.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Indeed. So we have Keith from Clarify, who is going to do something amazing under the banner Assemble, whatever that means. So are you ready, Keith? Are we ready with a timer? Ready, steady, go!
Okay, I want to ask a quick question. Who here wants to be a superhero? That's it? Who here wants to be a super villain? Oh, fantastic. So I'm an API guy, and I've worked with APIs for years, done Twilio, done Clarify API. One of my favorite APIs ever to work with has been the Marvel Comics API.
So I wrote a library for Marvel Comics API, and I need everyone to pull out your phones. Go ahead and pull out your phones, turn up the ringer, make it nice and loud because you're about to use it. And we're going to decide once and for all, are you a villain or are you a hero? So I've gone ahead and wired a Twilio phone number into the Marvel Comics API. So when you send a text message to a number I'm about to send, it's going to go ahead and look up which hero you are, send you back a message saying which hero you are, and then I figured what's more dangerous than encouraging everyone to fight? So with that, everyone should have their phones out. Go ahead and send any message you want to this number. This is from Austin, Texas. Woohoo, Texas, anybody? It's 512-861-2742. And if you get a call, turn on your speakerphone, and we'd love to hear it. Turn it up all the way. Anyone getting any responses back yet? You can send anything you want. My wife texted me back earlier, she's now Thor, which is going to make for some awkward situations. Here's some responses. Who's villains? Our villains should stand up. Identify yourselves.
I haven't got one yet.
All right, our Avengers, stand up. Fight the villains nearby. All right, there's an Avenger. We've got a couple of them coming out. All right, fantastic. Now just haul off and swing at the guy next to you. Odds are they're a villain anyway. So this is a really simple thing I tied in. I'm making a live query to the Marvel Comics API, getting back the headshot of the person, getting back their bio, sending that back to you. And we had the lovely Queen of Asterisk go ahead and voice that Avengers Assemble. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a note. I'm easy to find. I'm Keith Casey just about everywhere. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Keith. Whoa. That's the first time we've had superheroes in Dangerous Demos, but this is the first time for everyone. And I forgot to warn off the person setting up next. So, Ivan. Do we have Ivan in the house?
Oh, international number?
Yeah.
Ivan Sixto?
Sorry.
Oh, we've got a no-show. So, moving down the list, who's next on the list? Brian. Brian, do you want to pick your podium and get set up? And on the other podium, can we have Tim and Matthew? We're Tim 2 on the other podium. And because we've got a no-show.
I have a thing.
So what happened to Ivan Sixto?
Yeah, I'm going to have to, yeah, you have to probably
No show?
put it on here.
So if you see Ivan, you can publicly shame him for not turning up. Okay, so rapidly setting up now, we have Brian West from the Free Switch Collective.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And I am suspecting that he's going to do something really quite smooth and polished, because the Swan Prize was actually put together specifically for Mr. Anthony Minasala, who repeatedly has attempted to win Dangerous Demos, but because he just does the most polished demos, he's never really quite got there. So are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, I will sit down and shut up, and we will start the clock.
All right, thank you, James. Everybody here has heard James harp on Opus support. It's something we've had in FreeSwitch for quite some time. But recently, we've added some new capabilities. Opus has the capability for PLC and FEC, but there's a lot of scaffolding you have to build around that to make it function properly. So I'm going to demonstrate something. Now we're going to make a WebRTC call in to a conference where this audio is.
The house is small. For the lumber to build it had to be carried by wagon.
Who's had customers call with this type of audio and complain? Anybody? Yeah, this is a problem. As James calls it, this is when you have lumpy internet. Not quite so smooth.
Uncle Henry and Em had a big bed in one corner, and Dorothy a little bed in another corner. There was no garage at all, and no cellar, except a small hole dug in the ground called a cycle cellar, where the family could go in case one of those great whirlwinds rose, maybe not to crush any building in its path. It was reached by a trap door in the middle of the floor, from which a ladder led down into the small, dark hole. When Dorothy stood in the doorway and looked around, she could see nothing but the great gray prairie on it.
That's 40% packet loss. That's well above and beyond what I would call acceptable loss. But the fact that this works is an amazing accomplishment on our side.
Cracks running through. Even the grass was not green, for the sun had burned the tops of the log.
And that's Opus.
That's Opus stereo.
Once the house had been painted, but the sun blistered the paint and the rains washed it away. And now the house was as dull and as...
Let's see what happens when we take the loss to 50.
When Aunt Em came there to live, she was a young, pretty wife. The sun and wind had changed her, too. They had taken the sparkle from her eyes and left them a sober gray. They had taken the red from her cheeks and lips, and they were gray also. She was thin and gaunt and never smiled now. Either was an orphan first came to her, and them had been so startled by the...
So that's it. So that's it. Yeah, so when it gets to a state where you're losing more packets than you're getting through, and it's still intelligible, that says something for the codec. And that kind of explains why Opus is just such a brilliant codec. Just for, if you're not aware, G711, by comparison, will crack up somewhere around 1/4 to 0.5% packet loss. Starts getting very lumpy indeed. So that's just a comparison. But yeah, Opus is a brilliant codec, and hopefully one day we might see it in Asterisk. There's always hope. Right, next up, Uncle Tim again. Now there is a background to this demonstration. Do you want to talk about it, Tim?
Yeah, I can tell you how this happened.
All right. We won't start the clock until you've done your own intro.
I was foolish enough to mention this was a stupid idea in AstriDevCon, and I said I was encouraged to try and do it, and I said, well, this is a really stupid idea, and it's expensive. I'm not prepared to pay out $150 for a stupid joke. And their immediate response, and I blame Josh mostly for this, but actually Matt and Jared also have a lot of responsibility, was to crowdfund buying the stupid device, and thereby enforcing that I had to do something with it. So yeah, I was involuntarily bounced into this due to my big mouth. Right, so we can start, I guess. The demo is called The Internet of Stupid Things. By contrast with the dog, who is cute. So this is what you'd expect. It's a call that will turn up on my, hopefully, or it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. So we have a call. Who cares? We've all seen video calls, audio calls before. We're bored by that. But it could be that I'm one of these people who just can't resist a gadget. And I might have bought myself a Bluetooth connected toothbrush. This is the stupidest thing I have, honestly, it's the stupidest thing I've ever held, I think. The idea is to try and do something even halfway useful with a Bluetooth connected toothbrush. And the best I could come up with was, I should tell you about the tech. This is the Tessel, which has a Bluetooth, it's a Bluetooth enabled device. So the Tessel is going to scan, hopefully, for when. Start scanning. Come on. It's a very slow object this. Right, so it's scanning. When I start brushing my teeth, it will notice this and post to a web server my toothbrushing status. Now, you can't, because I'll switch this off because you won't be able to hear otherwise, but imagine, if you will, that I continue to brush for the regulation 2 minutes. Now, if it happened that during that point, oh, come on, that's wrong.
Please leave your message for 4047172825.
No, stop it. Stop it. You're supposed to have done. Let's just see what it thinks. No, data hasn't gone up. We'll have to do that again. So this is the status from the web server. I'm going to fake it actually because time's too short. So this is what the web server should have posted. So now we think, just check that's gone up. Yeah. So now, if we call, somebody is foolish enough to place a call whilst I'm brushing my teeth, wherever the dropper window is.
Mr. Panton cannot take this call. He is currently brushing his teeth. He should have done in 82 seconds. Please call back
And I want a volunteer. Well, you should. She says how long I'm going to brush my teeth for. You may not have heard that. But I want a volunteer to take this because there's really no way I want it. Jared gets it because actually it's all his fault. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Tim. And what's really interesting is that's the first potential crash and burn, actually, I think. I know it kind of worked, but there was a bit of faking going on there. So at this moment, Tim, you're leading the stakes for the crash and burn. The lengths that some people will go to get a dangerous demo prize. Right, on the other side we need, who do we need next? Yeah, yes, do come on that side. And Rob, are you ready to go? You're going to crash and burn. Have you got the microphone? You need the microphone plugged in. Come on then. There'll be a slight pause whilst Rob gets himself set up. So Tim, you may have a bit of competition for the crash and burn prize here. Oh my God, what's he doing? Got huge amounts of hardware. Yeah, and this is where he comes to plug in his Australian power plug and finds it doesn't fit in. Wonderful. Can we put a microphone on Rob? I know. Keith's on it. Right. Meanwhile, in the blue corner, Matthew is getting revved up. In fact, who's going to be ready first? Is Matthew ready? Well, shall we go with Matthew then? Okay, if you're ready, have you got your video display? We do now. So, Matthew from matrix.org with audio. Are we ready with the timer? Your time starts now.
Hi everybody. Sorry that some of you may have already seen this in my talk, which was just before this, but because I spent so much time doing the demo for that talk, I didn't have time to do a proper dangerous demo. But Matrix, as hopefully some people know, is a kind of replacement to SIP, a new universal signaling protocol using HTTP. And what we wanted to do was to bridge Asterisk into it in 24 hours, because this didn't exist before I got on the plane to come here day before yesterday from London, which was doubly interesting because there's no net access on the plane. So the thought process is, hey, just write a Matrix channel, look for inspiration, needs a modern HTTP channel driver, asked Digim, I think I asked Charlie Wilson how to do this, and he said, look at channel spoke. Channel spoke, everybody knows, looks like this, an asterisk going to a spoke. Looks a bit more at the code. It's really nice. Whoever wrote it, I'm sure you're in the room, it's great. 7,000 lines of nice C. Interestingly, the signaling is kind of similar to matrix, and so if I was going to fork it into Chan matrix, it would need a rewrite of all of the JSON stuff, even though the architecture is really similar. So either we can fork it, but that ain't going to happen in 24 hours, or we could just go and build a bridge. So this is the slightly dangerous bit of the demo, as well as whether it works, because basically what we've done is to take the matrix ecosystem on the right, and we've got Asterisk on the left, and we've got a gateway called Matrix App Service Respoke, which is talking to Chan Respoke on Asterisk, and then Matrix on the other side. So it's a very basic proof of concept. It's 500 lines of nodes and an SDP stack, because Respoke uses parsed SDP rather than real SDP. Works with completely out of the box Chan Respoke. You just point it at the matrix bridge rather than api.respoke.io. And it looks like this. So first of all, I need a matrix server running locally. So let's start one of those. Hey, there we go. Then I need, let's set up the actual bridge itself. So that's running locally there in Node. Then I need Asterisk. So here's your plain Asterisk sitting there, and it's gone, and there we go. So it's spoken to the kind of pseudo Respoke matrix bridge thing like that, and it's registered a connection there. Meanwhile, in a matrix client like this, I've got a service called Echo, which is, if we quickly look at the dial plan of this Asterisk, external, it's probably most interesting to look at the Chan Respoke thing, isn't it? So we've got here, rather than API Respoke.io, localhost on port 3000, and we've got an endpoint called Echo, which goes to the Echo service on Asterisk. And hopefully, if I hit that button there and allow the WebRTC, then, yeah, so I'm going to have to lean in like this in a really weird way, but you may be able to hear an echo. So yeah, there you go. That is the world's 4th ever matrix to Asterisk call. And I hope abusing Respoke like this isn't too naughty. Thank you.
Wow, I'm breathless after that. Everything Matthew does, he does it at about Mach 3, and he never sleeps, and he's always coding on planes, and he went on a skiing holiday this Christmas, and he sent me back photographs of him going up a ski lift, coding on the ski lift, and then skiing down again. So, yeah, absolutely amazing. Thank you for that, Matthew. Yeah, what can we say about that? Anyway, next up on that side will be, who's next? Team Twilio. Do we have Team Twilio in the room? Hurrah! Over that side.
I'm plugged in.
You want to start getting set up. Meanwhile, on this side, we have the inimitable Rob, the loudest Australian I think I've heard in a long time.
Well, the problem is, this could be even more crash and burn than I expected to start with, because I can't get a signal from this to that.
Are you on VGA or HDMI?
I'm VGA. What is the resolution? 1080 by... Like it's not even there. Oh, and now my screen's just gone black. So does this win the Crash and Burn Award or what?
It's looking good. Yeah, Tim. I mean, what can I say?
Can I let someone else go while I try and resolve this pretty
well, we've got a couple of minutes in hand. Team Twilio, they just run out the door. No, would you like to get set up over there? And if you can get it set up before Rob has fixed his video, then you might be on.
No, I've just turned it off and back on again.
Yeah, a word of explanation. The Twilio team were actually next door but one, giving a presentation about Twilio, about something to do with Twilio. It's working.
I saw Adele.
There we go.
So I've got no screen here now, though.
Extra danger. Look at that. Something's booting. Yeah, I just finished the explanation about Twilio. So Twilio clearly upset David Duffett and managed to get themselves timetabled at the same time as Dangerous Demos. So I don't know how many people turned up for your talk. A good number. Well, that's good, because Twilio actually is good stuff. So, but anyway, they finished their talk and then came running here to compete, such as their keenness. It certainly does.
No.
Oh, look at that. Meanwhile, we have a CentOS 7 video display.
I'm almost there. This is good enough now.
Is that good enough?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you're ready, just give us a thumbs up and we will start the clock.
So the background here
Well, we're not going to start the clock. Are you ready to go?
Just while I'm typing, I thought I could feel in the background the discussion.
Okay, go on then. Steal the seconds.
Well, when I rocked up...
keep typing.
Hang on. No. Sorry, I've run out of brain.
He can't multitask, can he?
I'm not a girl, I'm sorry.
I think we spotted that one, Rob. Yeah.
Oh, okay, finally. So I've spent a whole bunch of time and effort for this.
Right, okay, you know what? We're going to start the timer.
Okay, start the timer.
Start the timer now.
So, this is Minecraft. I run MCAU, which is Australia's largest Minecraft server, as well as doing all the other things I do. Oh, it's on the wrong window again. And I jokingly said, I should get Asterisk to play Minecraft. And I even had, this is where the crash and burn gets worse. So the first thing I did was get Alison to record some files for me. However, I then couldn't get them onto my system, so... Oh, God, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Easy voice recorder. I couldn't use the hard one.
Welcome to Minecraft for Asterisk.
Hang on, I'll do that one again.
Welcome to Minecraft for Asterisk. Use the left keypad to look and the right keypad to move.
So my first problem was I couldn't get two phones working. You think I could get two phones working, but I can't. Oh no, stop. So the other problem was, how much time have I got? It's actually going to work. This is the thing. I got it working with one, so we can actually move forward and backwards and left and right, but that's all we got to. And this is what I've been doing all day. Nothing actually even slightly productive. Okay, Asterisk is now up. So I was in a really good spot here. All right. So all I'm going to do is move forward a couple of steps. Please work, please work. No! It's not connecting now. Oh, I know why. It's because CentOS hates me. I swear this is going to work. No, Asterisk wasn't even up. That was just my mouse. Yeah, how good was that? Okay. Oh, yeah, you missed the start bit. All right, so I'm going to push 2 and I'm going to move forward. You ready? Yeah! Okay. I'm going to push 8 and I'm going to move backwards. You ready? Yeah! I don't want to push my luck anymore than that. That'll do. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Rob. I think that was the most absolutely useless demonstration I've seen. Well, not useless.
That's exactly my achievement I wanted.
Well, it wasn't useless. I mean, it was actually very clever, but I mean, but why? I mean, talk about pushing the limits. Okay, but I don't know. It's going to be a difficult one for the judges. You're going to have to confer on this to work out who deserves that sought-after crash and burn prize. But don't fear, we have one more entry. Team Twilio could still steal that crash and burn prize.
We live in hope.
So, you're mic'd up, ready to go?
I believe
have
so.
We got some video?
Can I be heard? Yeah?
Yeah,
cool.
And we've got...
Everybody get your phones out. Everyone's going to play this. Everyone get your phones out. Somebody give me an area code.
Okay, well, we'll start the clock. What?
4:04.
Clock is running.
4:43.
I just needed one area code.
Does it have to be in the USA?
Yes, it had to. Okay. Everybody please call this telephone number, 706-223-3354. Oh, sorry.
Wrong one.
Keep it up on the screen for a bit.
So the number's not in service, yeah? Everybody's got that? We need a better voice. We need Alison to tell us the number is currently not in service. She's not trapped in the phone. Everybody call the number again.
That's pretty good.
Everybody call the number again.
Thank you for attending Astricon 2015. See you next year.
Did I break it?
I got it.
I can hear people getting it, so. Anybody got the text message yet?
I've got it.
Done!
And that's it.
That's it. Yeah. That's about a Minecraft usefulness.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does beg the question why. And I also noticed that we were listening to somebody playing back the message before you even typed it. So that was pretty good.
Well, the Twiml bin saves as you type.
Yes, I know. It's pretty good, that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, was that a crash and burn? No, that wasn't a crash and burn. It worked. It worked. It did work, yes. So, judges, you're going to have to think very hard now about the crash and burn thing. Now, it's time for Mr. Andy Smith, my extremely glamorous assistant, to explain the voting system. Now, the voting, the audience voting in Dangerous Demos is one of the fun bits, and you can't plug in, can you? Great. And as I explained earlier, this has been abused before in the past. And so we had the option to lock down the voting by using something like WebRTC, which can be fingerprinted, and so it makes it very difficult for people to lob lots and lots of votes in there. But then we thought, you know what, where's the fun in that? So we left the voting system exactly as it was. Does this mean Andy's going to crash and burn? You can't crash and burn. Anyway, so we decided to leave the voting system wide open. Do you want a couple of minutes? Because we can probably go live over to Ben and Mira to decide which prize have you done first. Crash and burn prize. So whilst Andy's doing the voting system, I'll hand you over to, who's going to announce this? Mira, are you going to do it? Mira, to announce the winner of the Crash and Burn prize.
And the winner of this year's Crash and Burn prize is Ivan. Ivan. I'm Eastern European. I'm probably not pronouncing his name right. Ivan, where is he? Evan. And the second Crash and Burn is for me. Come here and get your prize and pronounce your name right.
I can go by Ivan, it's fine.
Ivan is a Bulgarian name, by the way. And Russian, too.
Yes.
And do you realise this is the second year on the trot?
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Brilliant.
Then we have the Swan one, but...
Oh, yeah, but before we do that, Over to Andy. Do you want this mic? And Andy will explain the voting system.
Well, unsurprisingly, and that really doesn't look very good, does it? Never mind. Unsurprisingly, it is an SMS-based voting system. So, Tom, wherever you are, be careful, because it's also rate limited. So if nobody else can vote, we're all going to descend on you. Okay, so it's rate limited. However, just basically all you need to do is send a text to that number with just the number of the contestants that you wish to vote for. Having voted, though, you can also change your mind. If you text again, it will then update your vote to whatever the new contestant is you wish to vote for. So you might see, with people hacking around, large changes in the number of votes. But I'm not going to show you that at the moment. We'll let the other prizes go out, and then you can start voting now, but I'm not going to show you what the current vote status is yet.
Woo, exciting or what? Right, we're going to go now live to Ben Clang, who is going to do the next prize.
Okay. After serious discussion and debate, which didn't really take very long, we are awarding the Swan Prize for the most effortless demo to Matrix. Huh? Matthew. To Matthew. Well done, Matthew.
I'm going to be in big trouble now, because that was aimed at Anthony Minnesala. So well done, Matthew. You can explain to Anthony Minnesala why you've got the Swan Prize, but the judges' vote is final, and this is certainly not rigged, is it? Yeah, the voting system. You think it's rigged? You're probably right. And so back. Are they not? Okay, so the next prize is the most entertaining prize. And do you want to do it, or shall I? It's an easy name. Who do you think it is? It's
Tim.
Tim, yeah. At last, Tim.
I have to ask, which? Okay.
Say a few words?
No, really not. I'm too embarrassed about the whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
It is the stupidest thing I've done for some days anyway.
Well done, Tim. And now, the final, most exciting prize. Now, this could go anywhere. Are you ready to flick across?
I may have actually got it wrong. Which will be interesting.
Do you want a microphone?
However, we'll have a look. I don't really need a mic. It's I just be severely embarrassed anyway. There we go. Let's see where we've got. Right.
Where are we?
It seems like I've got it wrong. So I should get the Crash and Burn prize.
But on the basis of, is it changing?
Tell us how you got it wrong.
Yeah, there are no two-digit votes up there. So we've unless anybody's voted. Has anybody voted for numbers 8 and 9? Okay, they should be missing then. However, hold on one second. Let me just check the table.
Okay, there's a little bit of scrutiny, but at this moment in time, unless something amazing happens, oh, he's lost one. Crash and Burn has already gone. Yeah, you should be winning, absolutely. But anyway, the scores on the board cannot lie, and I have to say that I think we probably have. They should be going up and down. Come on, where's Alex Kinch mucking around from UK? Who's Alex Kinch's stooge? Because whoever you are, you're not doing your job properly. It looks like we got a winner anyway. No? Okay. Oh, I see. So all the votes that aren't working are going to number 1. I see. Oh. Cool. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we're right on time. Because this is probably the most dangerous part of dangerous demos, isn't it? God. So what's happening now is Andy is frantically looking at the table because he can see in the table behind the graph to see where the votes actually were going, I think. And so in a moment, Andy, who's under no pressure whatsoever, it's like this every day at TruePhone, I'll tell you. He handles pressure well. We will have a result, I hope. And if we do, they're all going to one. So they are voting for one. So,
let's do this slightly differently. Anybody who wants to vote for contestant number 1, please raise their hand.
Andy, you need to put the things back on the screen so we can see who's who. You know, you need to put the other screen on.
Right, okay. All right, let's put the other one back up. Hang on. Okay. Come on. Thank you. Right. So, to vote for Ruth and Team Zircon, please raise your hand. So we have 2. Okay. To vote for Russell Bryant, please raise your hand. Oh, that's a bit more. Can somebody write these down, please? 13. To vote for Tom DeMore. I think we have 3, 4, 5. How many times have you voted, Dan? All right. To vote for Tim Panton and his first demo. The doggy. 18, I'll make that 20. To vote for Fred Posner, Daniel and Alberto Tincamillo, please. We have 3. To vote for Evan McGee, Ivan McGee. Has he changed nationality suddenly? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll make that 12. And for David Duffett, Mr. Dufay. Okay, I'm sorry, David, you lose. And for Orr. He didn't. He voted for somebody else. For Orr. Nobody wants to vote for Orr either. Okay. Yeah. For Keith Casey. Why do I think most people cast their votes? So that's also a 0. Ivan wasn't here. He automatically gets a minus 100. For Brian and the Free Switch team. 3. I think we might be here with a winner, actually. For Tim's second demo with his wonderful toothbrush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. For Matthew, he's already had a prize, so don't vote for Matthew. Who wants to vote for Matthew? Oh, still somebody wants to vote for Matthew. Okay, so 1 for Matthew. For Rob Thomas and his Minecraft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answer's 10. And for Team Twilio. Well, that's all of Team Twilio over there. Okay, it's about 8. So that means we do in fact have a winner, which is number 4. Number 4, which will be Mr. Tim Panton.
So I do have a comment now, which is that Alison wanted to be here, but she had something absolutely critically important to do. Shopping.
And that concludes Dangerous Demos Astricon 2015. Next iteration will be in Berlin again at Kammer World. So hopefully we'll see lots of you there. Failing that, we'll see you back at either ClueCon 2016 or Astricon 2016 if they'll have us back. So thank you very much.